As the holiday season approached, we felt it vitally important to update the public that earlier this year, the Atlanta Police Zone 2 experienced an increase in our storage theft burglaries. Throughout diligent investigation, we're pleased to announce that our burglary team and investigators with our fusion department have made a significant impact on the ongoing criminal enterprise operating right here in Buckhead in our backyard. Throughout the course of investigation, we have identified the individuals on the board behind us. They're actually in custody as we speak. And beginning last Friday, we began a coordinated effort to process evidence that had been recovered in the case. We were fortunate to use investigative strategies and locate a U-Haul vehicle that these individuals had been using to commit the thefts and store the property in. Additionally, we located an SUV vehicle which they were using to store the property in. We were able to interdict two of our lead suspects in the case. Through interview processes, we developed information about the location of other individuals, and we were able to apprehend them over the course of several days. Currently, we're in the process of returning valuables to our citizens and victims who have been, whether known or unknown, victims of crime perpetrated against them. As you'll see on the board behind us, so far we've discovered 21 cases within the city of Atlanta. We've also discovered the nexus with Cobb County with 4 victims and a nexus with DeKalb County, Peachtree, Dunwoody, Brookhaven, and Sandy Springs with an additional 5 victims. We're working together with these jurisdictions to coordinate the prosecution and ensure we get the most justice possible. We've returned countless items to the victims that we have identified, and we're continuing the process to hopefully return more to these families prior to the holiday seasons. We believe that through deceptive practices, they gained entrance into these storage facilities, mostly operating after night. They would be on the premises. What some would.
Did they try to act like they were customers?
Yes, they were. Okay. They were on the property under the guise of being customers under legitimate purposes. We discovered that while they were perpetrating these crimes, they were also victimizing our citizens by committing car break-ins, the burglaries, as I said, and mail fraud and identity theft as well. So they would operate primarily during the overnight hours, utilizing the vehicles seen on the board behind us, and essentially fly under the radar. Throughout investigative strategies utilized by a very astute commander of an investigative unit and a couple of very diligent young police officers, and using some technologies available to us, we were able to put together this very complex case and realize that this had been an ongoing trend that was operating under the radar. Historically, we'll make a significant amount of burglary arrests. However, our burglary numbers continue to climb. And what we found is that due to the storage facilities not being visited by their owners regularly, you would not know that you were the victim of a crime until you went back to retrieve your items. We encourage our public here in Buckhead to go to your storage facility, take a look, make sure that you have not been victimized. Mm-hmm. Actually, we were finding that they were replacing the locks on some of these units so that management may not know they were damaged or burglarized, and only until the tenants returned we were discovering these crimes. So that being said, while the suspects may have been in jail, there still may be crimes being reported. Within the U-Haul contents and the other vehicle, we've discovered hunting equipment, crossbows, vintage records, family antiques, just everything that you and I would store in a storage facility ourselves. People, store their belongings there, thinking it's safe and will remain untouched. A lot of photographs, things that may not be of significant monetary value, but mean something to our families. So
yeah, so there could be some important stuff in there.
Absolutely.
Not just a cooler or an extra old TV. There could be some important stuff in there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And as we described before, this crew did commit identity theft. So if they've got into your storage unit with your personal belongings, being your records, tax records, miscellaneous information such as that, they can fully exploit it, operate under the radar of law enforcement until we discover that they actually have been a victim.